Let's see what we got. This Hangout is live. Hey, everybody. Hopefully this is working out. Let us know if it's coming through. Let's see what's happening. Let's see if anyone's getting this. So, well, I have no stream yet. Let's refresh. Let's see what we've got. I see. All right, we finally got it working. So, we just got a slight delay here. Okay, so I'm going to mute my stuff so I can actually hear you guys. Okay. So say something, babe, because they're watching us right now. So we'll just do this. We'll move this over here and do that. Hey, everybody.
Hey, look. I see it. Sorry. We're not very good at this.
Yeah, it's our first one, so trying to figure out how it works, because everything with your phone is awesome, but we kind of thought it'd be kind of silly for us to hold this like this for like an hour or so, so we thought we'd go that way. So, hi, fellow travelers. I'm Mark.
I'm Jocelyn.
And so this is our first YouTube Live, or Hangouts, or whatever they're calling it now, and so we've got some questions from our fans we thought we'd go through. So we'll start with that.
Stuff on the side.
I know, we'll move the stuff to the side. So sorry, as you know, we're old farts, so we are a little slow on some of these things. So, all right. Let's see. We'll start from the beginning. So we put this up a few hours ago to get people some time to get some questions up. So you want to start with some, or okay, we go all the way to the beginning. Okay.
I want to take this one because I just did it. Fabian Mueller says, driving on the left side in countries like the UK, easy or scary? Both. So scary when you make a right-hand turn because as a right-hand side of the road driver, you're used to just looking one way. And there were a couple of times when, fortunately, I was on small roads and there wasn't anyone coming, but you just have to think twice. Mark is fiddling with this and it's really distracting me.
We're fine.
Anyway, so that was kind of crazy. The roundabouts were pretty natural because you're just going along with the flow. It's like schooling fish, you know, you just kind of move with them. That wasn't a problem. The mirrors, yeah. The mirrors, this person's saying they're likely to take some damage. Yeah. My mirrors didn't, but what I did have trouble with is I kept looking over here for the rear view mirror to the right, but it's on your left, and so that was kind of weird. And every time I got in the car, I went like this to get my seatbelt, and it's over here. That was weird.
So basically, no, there's no real problem at all. Okay.
Oh, was that a long explanation?
Long explanation for a short thing.
It's fine. It was fine.
It was fine.
You just have to be a little more aware than you ordinarily would be.
Yeah, that is one of the things. Sometimes you'll catch yourself going on the wrong side. Go, oh, got to get over.
Yeah.
That's about it. Otherwise, it wasn't too bad. Let's get some other questions in here. What airlines do we prefer to use, and does it matter? Well, actually, right now we use Delta a lot. We used to not use them because we had some bad incidents, and we'll switch around airlines, but right now we like Delta. We'll fly with them the most.
And Finnair.
For
a European one, I really like them.
Yeah, it was good too. Yeah. And the thing is when we look at airlines, it's kind of like a combination. We like to get our miles so we can fly places and get the bonuses and stuff like that. But sometimes the price isn't worth it. So we just went for 5 weeks as a family. We flew into Stockholm and then flew out of Athens, and we used SAS.
Right. And who did we used Welling in between, right?
Yeah, and so we used Welling and we used SAS again. But what we really did is, instead of doing our Delta or United or something like that to go over there, it was just such a cheaper deal to take SAS. I mean, literally, it was like $400 cheaper per person, so that's $1,200 for the whole family. So yes, I would nice to have the chance to get upgraded with Delta, but man, for $1,200,
you got to eat it because $1,200 is.
That's another ticket.
It's at least
that's two tickets to Ireland for Thanksgiving this year. So things like that.
Yo, we got home at midnight last night, and at 8:30 this morning, Mark is shouting to me. I'm putting our first load of laundry in, and he's shouting, "Hey, there's these cheap flights to Ireland. You want to go?" I'm like, "Oh, crap." Can I see that?
You can do what you want. Also, you should know. So last night we got back about 12:30, and we couldn't find our house key So at 12:30 at night, we got into the garage. We couldn't get into the house, and so we're ripping through all of our stuff in the garage, and had to wake up our poor neighbors at 12:30 to get the backup key.
That was embarrassing.
Yeah, it's a little embarrassing.
So let's see, what else have we got?
Here, this is a good one. So Kuza wrote, what's a small tip you would give someone or a couple to begin a lifestyle that you do, combining work and travel? You want to take that one, or you want me to?
Better have a good marriage.
Yeah, honestly, for doing what we do, you have to have a kind of a solid marriage, like have the same values, have the same goals and stuff like that. Because if you don't have that, you're going to have other problems in your marriage. We're not marriage counselors because we have our fights and stuff like that. I say she's the most beautiful woman in the world. She says, no, I'm not. And then it just goes downhill from there. But no, I mean, really having that same kind of goals.
You got it. Yeah. I mean, you both have to want to do this. I want to do the traveling. I'm not so good with the YouTube. I'm really uncomfortable talking to a camera, and I kind of apparently come off weird sometimes.
Yeah, poor Jocelyn. She gets so much hate. Like I get trolled all the time for being fat. You know, people will never say, they'll be, you're fat, I shouldn't listen to you. I'm like, dude, I've eaten so much food in Europe that this is all experience. This isn't weight, it's experience. So anyway, yeah. Well, here, so that's one of the things I think is if you and your wife or your partner or your family, you're solid there, then you'll be able to travel and do that life abroad. But it is the toughest part is the financial and getting the visas and stuff like that to work abroad. We've been lucky because I have a PhD, so it's easier for people with advanced degrees to get visas and work abroad. So that's helped us.
And then you bring the family. So I got, like when we lived in Portugal, I thought I was just getting a residency visa, but when it came through, I actually had permission to work. And that was kind of nice. Although my Portuguese was kind of rotten that first year. But anyway, like, you know, I mean, that his stuff then fell onto me and I reap the benefits of it. Thanks for doing the work.
No problem. But I will say, not every country allows the spouse to work, so that can be a trouble. And we saw some families that had some friction when the wife or the husband couldn't work abroad. So you're going to go live abroad as a family. Maybe if someone can work like remotely from their home country and the other person has a job there, that'll make things a lot better. Anyway, we got a question from Platinum312. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. We will put that towards.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. Thanks. You're the first person to donate. That's awesome. Thank you. Anyway, so his question, or Platinum's question is, going to Germany in October, is first class ICE worth it for Munich, Mannheim, Berlin, and Berlin, Dortmund? I'll say this, the ICE, first class or second class, they're both fine. I don't think it's really worth the cost. But what I would recommend
not for that short a trip.
Well,
I guess that is kind of a long one.
But even without it, you're usually okay. But one thing I would recommend is get reservations when you say.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure you have your seats booked, because how many times have we had people sitting in our seats and we're like, hey, you know, and there's been some stuff like that. So definitely get the seats, but whether or not you do first, it's kind of, you know, it's a nicety. It's not a necessity. Me personally, for German trains, because they're always nice, they're always clean. I never have any issues with them, knock on wood. I would save that money and, you know, buy beer or something.
Yeah.
That would be, I would use it for an experience rather than the first class thing. So that's my personal opinion.
So yeah, so we hope that helps out, Platinum. So thank you for that. So now we got Snore, double S, as we've written back a few times. Hi from Norway, looking forward to your stream. What's your upcoming travel plans? Well, this is actually the first time in a long time. We don't have anything really booked aside from a trip to Boston and Connecticut and a trip to Savannah later this year. We don't have actually anything booked. And so that's one thing, if you guys have some suggestions, because actually that's one of the things, I think our fans have done a really good job of helping us find places. Yeah,
it does. I mean, it kind of drives where we're going. I mean, we always have sort of a list of places we want to go and whatever, but it really does help maybe push us one way or the other if we're kind of on, you know, I don't know, on a precipice or something, I guess.
Yeah, and that's one of the things is you guys have helped us decide to go to Iceland, which actually is one of the best family trips we've taken. Costa Rica, another great family trip. Peru, another great family trip. Like, this has been one of the really cool things is our fans have actually sent us to places that we've loved as well. So you guys do a better job sometimes than we do of finding places.
I like Michael's question. Can I get through 2 weeks in Switzerland when I have $1,000 US on the side?
If that's with accommodation, I would say no.
Yeah, if you already have your accommodation booked, sure, I think you can do that. But yo, like 2 Happy Meals cost $40 American.
No, it was 2 Big Mac meals, and I think it was like $40. I know they don't eat McDonald's when you go, but that was the cheap option. Even the local said, "Oh, if you want the cheap option, go to McDonald's." I'm like, okay. My dad was ready for McDonald's anyway. my dad, who travels with us, the guy worked in Mexico and Korea for decades. But when he goes abroad, he's eating dog, he's eating worms, he's eating all kinds of stuff.
But after 10 days.
After 10 days, he needs an Irish pub or a McDonald's or something to get a burger or something. He knows.
Hard Rock Cafe. We gotta get him a burger. That man needs.
And you should know, my dad's an old farm boy, so I'm very proud of him.
I think so too.
So what is Aiden has
our favorite indulgence food. What are the adults' favorite indulgence food in a restaurant? I guess it depends on where we are in the world, but in France, I love oysters from Normandy. Oh my gosh, they're just one of my favorites. In Greece, octopus. I don't know.
Bigly con arna for me from Veneto.
Yeah, from the Veneto region. Yeah.
It really is a regional thing, and that's one of the cool things. If you're not sure what to have, ask the local waiter, because we all know, like, we have our idea of Italian food and Greek food and stuff like that, but ask the waiter